There's a moment, and maybe you've already had it, where you're talking to your mom or your dad on the phone and something feels off. You can't name it, nothing dramatic happened. They said they were fine, they always say they're fine, but you hang up and you just sit there with this low, quiet feeling in your chest that something has changed. That feeling isn't nothing. That feeling is your gut trying to tell you something your brain doesn't want to accept yet. If you're watching this, you're probably somewhere between "I'm probably just being paranoid" and "I think something might actually be wrong." And that space in between, that is one of the hardest places to sit, because acting feels too big and doing nothing feels irresponsible. Here's what I want you to know before we go any further. What you're feeling right now is not overprotectiveness. It's not anxiety. It's love that's paying attention. And the reason it hurts is because it means something. Your parent is agging, and agging doesn't always announce itself loudly. It sneaks in through side doors. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through 5 signs that show up before things get serious. Not the obvious ones, not the dramatic ones, the quiet ones, the ones people miss because they're easy to explain away. Because the sooner you see them, the more time you have to actually do something, without a crisis forcing your hand. The first sign is memory, but not the kind that looks like a movie scene. Not your parent forgetting who you are or getting lost in their own neighborhood. Not yet. What you're looking for is smaller than that. It's them telling you the same story they told you last week, word for word. And when you gently remind them, they look genuinely surprised, like it never happened. It's missing a doctor's appointment they swore they wrote down. It's asking you what day it is, twice in the same conversation, and laughing it off both times. Forgetting where the keys are, that's normal at any age. Forgetting that you already looked for the keys twice this morning, that's different. The distinction matters. One is distraction, the other is a pattern. Watch for confusion with medications especially. This one is dangerous and incredibly easy to miss. An extra pill here, a skipped dose there, it seems small until it isn't. If their medication routine has started to feel unreliable, that alone is worth paying attention to. You don't need to panic, you need to notice. And then you need to start keeping track, not in your head, but somewhere you can actually look back at. The second sign lives inside their house. And if you've been visiting less often, or if you've been visiting but not really looking, this one can sneak past you. A home that's gotten messy isn't always laziness. A parent who used to be spotlessly organized and now has dishes piling up, laundry sitting unfolded for days, or clutter building in rooms that used to be tidy, that is a signal worth reading carefully. Because managing a home takes cognitive and physical effort. When that effort starts to disappear, it usually means something is making it harder. Open the fridge when you visit. Not in a sneaky way, just look. Spoiled food, the same leftovers you saw last time, almost nothing to eat. That tells you something about whether they're shopping, cooking, remembering to eat. And if the answer is not really, that matters. Look at the mail. A stack of unopened envelopes isn't necessarily a memory problem. Some people just hate mail. But unopened bills, late notices, or obvious confusion about finances, that's a different thing entirely. And hygiene, this is a hard one to bring up, but you need to notice it. Clothes that don't look clean, hair that isn't being washed, a smell in the house that wasn't there before. These aren't signs of your parent giving up. They're often signs that the effort it takes to manage those things has become genuinely overwhelming. It's not about dignity, it's about capacity, and capacity can be helped. The third sign is the one that looks most like a personality change, but it isn't always. It's withdrawal. Quiet, gradual, easy to rationalize. Your parent stops coming to family dinners, not all at once, just less. They skip the holiday gathering for the first time in 30 years and blame it on being tired. They stop calling as often. When you call them, the conversation is shorter. They say they're fine. They always say they're fine. What used to light them up, the garden, the card games with friends, the church group they never missed, starts to quietly disappear. They stop talking about those things. They stop going. And when you ask, it's always a small reason. The weather, their knee, they just didn't feel like it. Here's what's actually happening sometimes. Isolation isn't always chosen. It can come from depression. It can come from early cognitive decline, making social situations feel confusing and exhausting. It can come from embarrassment, from knowing something is wrong and not wanting anyone to see it. The parent who was never one to ask for help is not going to suddenly ask for help. They will withdraw instead. And if you're not watching for it, if you just accept the "I'm fine" and let the calls get shorter, that withdrawal can deepen into something much harder to reach. The fourth sign is physical, and it's the one your parent will work the hardest to hide from you, because admitting the body is failing feels like giving something up. Their independence, their identity, the version of themselves they've always shown you. Watch for weight loss, not the kind they're working toward, but the kind that happens without explanation. Clothes that suddenly look too big, a a face that looks thinner. Ask when they last had a proper meal and listen carefully to the answer. Watch how they move. Do they hold the wall when they walk down the hallway? Do they hesitate at the top of the stairs in a way they didn't used to? Falls in elderly people are one of the most serious and underreported health events, and the fall that puts someone in the hospital is almost never the first time they've nearly fallen. It's just the first time someone saw. Look at their energy. If they used to walk with you and now they're winded moving across the room, that's a change worth flagging. And unexplained bruises. On the arms, the shins, the hands, they'll have a reason for everyone. Maybe the reasons are true, but if you're seeing them regularly between visits, that usually means falls that weren't reported, and that matters enormously. The fifth sign is probably the most disorienting one to experience, because it doesn't just tell you something is wrong, it makes you grieve something while the person is still right in front of you. Personality changes. Your parent who was patient and calm becomes irritable over small things. Your parent who was never afraid of anything becomes anxious, fearful, suspicious, maybe even accusing people of taking things, or saying things that feel wildly out of character. Your parent who was warm and present becomes emotionally distant in a way that feels like a door slowly closing. This is one of the earliest and most consistent indicators of cognitive decline, and it's also one of the most painful to watch because it can look like rejection, like they're pulling away from you specifically. They're not. Their brain is working harder to make sense of things, and the friction of that shows up as behavior, irritability, confusion, sadness they can't explain. Depression in elderly people is incredibly underdiagnosed. It doesn't always look like crying. It can look like flatness, disengagement, a kind of grey quietness where there used to be colour. When behavior feels unlike the parent you've known your whole life, not just on a bad day, but consistently, over weeks, trust that feeling. It is information. It is your parent's brain and body trying to communicate something they may not have the words for. So here's where we are. You've just sat with a lot of things you may have already been seeing, but hadn't let yourself fully acknowledge. And I want to be honest with you, that can feel heavy. It can feel like something has shifted that can't be shifted back. But here's the other way to see it. You seeing these signs while they're still quiet, while there's still time to plan, to have conversations, to explore options without the pressure of a crisis, that is the gift. That is the exact thing most families wish they'd had: time. You don't have to have all the answers right now. You don't have to know what the next step is. What you do need to do, the single most important thing, is stop waiting for the obvious moment that makes it undeniable. Because by then, the choices are fewer and the stress is higher and everyone is already in reaction mode. Start paying attention now. Start visiting and actually looking. Start asking questions that go past, "Are you okay?" Because they will always say yes. Ask about their week, what they ate, whether they've talked to friends. Ask to walk through the house together. Let them show you around and watch how they move. And when you're ready to have harder conversations, about help, about safety, about what they actually want for this next chapter of their life, go into those conversations as a partner, not a parent. They're still adults. They still have a right to their choices. What you can do is make sure they're making those choices with clear information, with your support, and with the knowledge that asking for help is not the same as giving up. You are not overreacting. You are not being dramatic. You are paying attention to someone you love. And that attention, given early, given with patience, can change everything. The hardest part of loving someone who's agging isn't any single moment. It's the accumulation of small moments where you notice something and talked yourself out of it. Don't talk yourself out of it anymore. If this video helped you see something more clearly today, share it with someone else who might need to see it too. Drop a comment below, even just to say what you're navigating right now. You'd be surprised how many people are sitting with the exact same quiet worry you are. And if you want to keep going, if you want to know how to actually have these conversations with your parent without it turning into a fight, that video is right here.